Okay, ladies and gentlemen, another episode of Warframe Wednesday, and I thought I'd do something a bit different since the new update, because sentient cores now drop every time you kill a Vomvalist instead of just one every 2 Vomvalists or 3 Vomvalists that you take out. And I've been doing my own little run around at night time, just trying to get them, but I only used to get 26 to 30, but that's dramatically increased since the update. So I'm just going to have a bit of a run around and show you where. Oh, let's have a quick go at that. Come here, come here. I will take you. You will be quiet. Right. Now, after you've done your first run around, or after I've usually done my first run around, there's usually anywhere between 2 and 4 Vomvalists around this area. So, that's always a bargain. Excuse me, gentlemen. Damn, you were weak. If there isn't, then there's usually 2 down this spot that have moved from that location. Then there's usually always 2 here, right in this spot. Then I go up. I sort of try and stick close to the edge of the map as I can, but then there's usually 2 here in this open area. If they're not here, then they're already on their way over to this base. So you can usually find them between this open area and the base. You'll usually always find 2. Get out my face, you. I'm not going to take out all the bases, I'm not going to kill as many people, I just want to run through where I usually find sentients. And sometimes if you're very lucky on certain nights, there usually is 2 there as well, so, oh, I ran into a tree. So yeah, we keep going up this way. Whack a spinal claw. Now, on very rare occasions, and I mean very rare, you will find 2 hanging around the top of this structure. There's usually 1 hanging around on the top here and 1 down there. So, if you're lucky, that will happen. I'm being shot at. Half the time, there will be 2 down here coming to the lure.
The enemy has put heavy guard around one of their mobile armored vaults.
Oh yeah.
We need to break in and take what's inside. Move to the waypoint to accept this mission.
Yeah, I just finished building my new amp. And I've fallen in love with it because it is basically a fucking wrist-mounted arcoplasma. So quickly, I'll just shoot out. Look at that. That is the Pencha Scaffold, the Jutney Brace, and the Schwack Prism. And you got that. But then secondary fire, hold down, it charges, and boom. And if you get 2 Vomvalists lined up, they're right next to each other, you can take both of them out at the same time, and that saves a hell of a lot of time. Bit of a trek. There's usually 2 around this spot here where I'm standing. Sometimes I've noticed since the update, sometimes there's only 1, or there's 2, or there's 3. I don't know if that's happened with anyone else, but that's been my encounter. There's usually 2 around here. Then we've got this base. Let's go around it, not draw any attention. Oh, too late. Excuse me. You know what I can do with the health? Right, I'll just take it. Sometimes there is 1 here, but very rarely. Sometimes there'll be 2 at that base with the Eidolon
You're
lure,
running out of time to strike this
but
armored
very
vault.
rarely. Also, when you're on top of a ridge and you've got an open plane around you, while you're in the air, just have a quick pan around, see if you spot any. Because if you do, because sometimes there could be some way over there that I spot from here, and it's good to deviate and just go get them, then stick to the path.
The contents of that armored vault have been airlifted.
I don't care about the armored vault.
Site. We've lost this opportunity.
Now there's usually 2 around this area here. But sometimes you actually, when you're running around, catch them spawning at this spot here. And if they're not over there or here, they're usually down this cliff face. And then we come to this little area. And there's usually 2 that spawn, if I get right there, usually 2 that spawn just here. And they either move up there or they move over into the base. Or, on some occasions, those 2 will spawn and there will already be 2 at the base, laying waste to everything in their path. Like that. And then if we keep going up this way, there's usually 2 along this ridge going up. Or is it maybe a bit further up here? Yeah, it's just around this area here where that Kawaka is. I don't really need to kill many more Kawakas or whatnot because I've got the trophy for killing 100 beasts in the plane.
Kill to live, and live to kill, and kill, and kill!
Yep, no night sweet prints. Now, I usually avoid this base because rarely do I ever see any Vonvalis in that area. And the same goes for down there. There are rarely any down this section here. Sometimes you may get 2 just there, where I've shot at, but it's very rare.
Wake! Time to play!
Instead, they are usually just here. They're usually just around this area here. And I'm being shot at by some annoying bastards. And also, they're usually 2 that spawn on this ridge here. If they're not there, they're usually here. And also 2 usually spawn anywhere between that rock and down here. You'll usually find 2 down there. I like being shot at. You won't find any around here usually. Now,
I love that! New!
Vayhex, shut your ugly mouth. Now there's usually 2 in this spot here. But like I'm going to continue saying, this is just from my personal experience of doing runs along the plains at night. I beg your pardon? Alright, fuck it. Right, where I just killed this bastard, there's usually 2 around here. and on some occasions, usually 2 down by that lake. And if we keep going this way, half the time there's usually 2 in this open area. There's usually always 2 that spawn up here on this rock. Sometimes there'll be 2 along here. I won't kill them all, I'll leave some alive to tell the tale of my arrival. There's rarely ever 2 there anymore. And we're back at the gate. Now, as I'm doing that run, I'm always, when I'm on like a higher elevation than the rest of the map, and I'm floating in the air like this, I always have a look around, see if I've missed any. Please remember to do that. And you can usually do that run about 3.5 times before they stop spawning in and daylight approaches. And like I said, I was only getting 26 to 30 before the update. The last time I did it, I got 125, and the time before that was 116.
The enemy has recovered their drone.
So that was a hell of an improvement. But there has been an issue. I'm not sure if it's an issue that needs fixing or if it's something that was planned. There have been multiple nights where I have gone out into the plains and nothing, and I mean absolutely zero, has spawned in. There have been no Vonvilists, there have been no Grineer, there has been no wildlife, no wisps. There have been multiple nights where absolutely nothing has been on the plains, and I've run around like a jackass on my own in a lifeless wilderness. I don't know if that's something that needs fixing, but it's something that keeps happening from time to time. But now I've shown off my new amp. I've shown my little run around that I do some nights. Let's see how many sentient cores I got this time round. No, I have just got level 5. 126. Oh, that's a good number. Oh, I've won up to my highest score. And if we come here,
We
hey,
are
Onko.
each one viewpoint within the myriad
Something
that
I noticed
comprises the unknown.
when I got up to Observer, yes, I'm only at Observer, stop laughing.
We are prepared to provide.
This came to light. The exceptional sentient core conversion, which I need Heartnith for. Because...
Was it ever thus?
Shut up. Trade sentient cores
Is it
core
time?
standing. See, exceptional ones are 500. So if I was to trade all 126 now, that would be 12,600. So 126 divided by 2 is 63. Because you need 2 to make... Is it one of those, I believe? Let's just double check.
Allow us to improve your efficiency.
Converts them into exceptional sentient.
In
I can't
time.
remember if it converts it into 1 exceptional core or 2 exceptional cores. I think it only converts it to 1. So that would give you 63 out of the 126 I've got. Each of those at 500 apiece. So, worth getting. Either way,
Tenno
I got my
separating from
126.
simple nexus at Quill.
That run has proven very effective for me. I love my new amp. I love that the sentients now drop every time. It's great. And that's it for this episode. I hope it helped you, and I shall see you later.